stern message on stray dogs from the Supreme Court. The court today ordered all stray dogs in Delhi's NCR to be shifted away from residential localities and warned any organization that blocks this exercise of the strictest action. The top court's order comes amidst a rise in cases of dog bites in Delhi, leading to rabies deaths. Not just in Delhi, it's across the India. Viral videos of dog attacks being circulated from across the country. But is this implementable? Can it be done in a humane manner? Serious questions there on how to end what's become a life-threatening menace. Should this be dealt with across the country with one policy? Remember, NDTV has been campaigning on this issue about the menace of stray dogs and finding a solution to it. Remember, members of parliament have even spoken about this issue, and this is not one of some light concern. This is not a civic urban issue. It's a larger national question, and one that cuts across cities, one that also has a strong emotional polarizing effect on people on two sides of the debate. Joining me this evening is Priya Chetty Rajagopal, who is known for her work with canines as well as trying to keep human beings safe in Bengaluru. Also with us, Dr. Anurag Agarwal, General Secretary, Consortium Against Rabies. Priya Chetty Rajagopal, the suggestion from the Supreme Court is that take the stray dogs away from wherever they are, put them in another place, because human beings need to be protected at this stage. How do we implement this across perhaps the country? Is it possible and the kind of scale that we're talking about?
First, I'm so sorry about, the fact that there has been so many cases and so many issues which has triggered this kind of order. But we must remember that the Honorable Supreme Court has given this order so moto primarily because of a single incident and perhaps others also in Delhi. So this is limited to NCR in Delhi at the moment. And I think it's very unfortunate, but we all have to be very mindful about the impact on human lives. I have always talked about the fact that we must always keep that in mind, and that's an important thing. But the issue of dog pounds is a very, very difficult one, and I am a little concerned about how this plays out. I respect and understand the Honorable Supreme Court's concern and worry about the issue and the impact on children and human lives. But in the larger scheme of things, if you look at the Animal Welfare Board and the ABC rules of 2023, you'll have to make changes in the law in order to implement this. And secondly, in order to create an implementation framework around this is going to be a humongous task. And the third thing is that what we are really penalizing is, unfortunately, a very, very, very slow-moving civic mechanism, or rather municipal mechanism, which has not implemented the ABC rules, which is on ABC and animal birth control and anti-rabies vaccination as aggressively as it should. Bangalore, in fact, stands out in a good way, but we don't see this across Karnataka. So there has to be a huge sort of a jump on that. And unless we do that, we're not going to see results. So my worry is, how are we going to, how are we going to go ahead with the focus on ABC and ARV? But as I said, right now,
Dr. Anurag, Priya asking, how are we going to go ahead on this? How would you respond to that? I mean, there are multiple concerns here, but I think the primacy is for anyone who's been perhaps bitten by a dog. One can understand the sense of outrage that this really needs to be sorted. And I think a lot of us who walk around in the nights from wherever we go do find this extremely disconcerting, scary. Is a matter of concern. How do we sort this?
Yeah, so this problem, as we all know, is a huge issue which is burning across the country. And finally, the Supreme Court, I would like to congratulate the honorable judges who have taken this stand that we have to do something. We have to remove strays from the streets. We have to get them vaccinated. We have to get them sterilized. And we have to finally counter the menace of rabies. See, we have around 6,000 deaths every year being reported. This was the latest Lancet paper published last year. And there are millions of bites taking place across the country. Some are managed, some are not managed. And of course, kids are being mauled by these dogs. So first of all, we have to move forward in some direction. The court finally has said that whatever steps are taken which are being hindered by lots of animal lovers, so-called animal lovers, people who go and feed dogs on the street and say that I am an animal lover. They are not animal lovers. They are doing more harm than good. Yes, there are some genuine animal lovers. I too love dogs, but that does not mean that I have the right to feed strays anywhere and everywhere I feel like. I cannot feed a stray outside the gate of a society, of
Right.
somebody from outside the gate of my nearby resident, and then the dog can pounce upon his kid, keep sitting there, keep defecating there, and all that. So these are problems which need to be tackled. There are multiple ways of doing it, and the court has thought that okay, let us create at least a shelter. Let us make Delhi a model city for this. Create some shelters, some pounds, wherein we will catch hold of these dogs in large numbers and keep them there. Yes, it is a humongous task. I totally agree with that. But we have to start somewhere. Somebody has to take an action.
Absolutely.
So, what we
Absolutely.
need
What you're
is,
saying is right.
yeah. So what
Go
we
ahead. Go
need
ahead. Just
is,
finish your point,
yeah,
please.
yeah. So what we need is that the government ultimately gets sensitized, takes this policy aggressively forward, talks to people who are in the know-how. See, I am a pediatrician. I am working with the human component of managing dog bite. We need a One Health approach, which simply
Yeah.
means that
Right.
environmentalists and veterinarians and animal activists and people from medical side, that is
Okay.
allopathic doctors, who
No,
need to come
absolutely. I think
together,
both Priya
sit
and
on
you
one
are on the same
platform.
page. You're making a very, very
Yes.
important point. I just wish I had a little more time to discuss this issue. Unfortunately, bit of breaking news coming in, and I'll have to leave this conversation, but we'll keep a focus on it, have a sensible, humane debate on this point, which is extremely important to protect everybody there.